Hey everybody, and welcome to Angel B Designs. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. You guys let me know if you can hear me over the machine or if it's too loud. If it's too loud, you guys let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know. Or if you can't hear me over the machine. Y'all, I am trying something new, okay? We're trying something new today. And I just want to let y'all know, cutting the fabric by hand, like, no ma'am, no ma'am. I won't be doing that again, okay? I will not be doing that again. So what I'm doing right now, what's on the machine right now, is some fabric applique, okay? I have this rainbow kind of colored fabric that I got from Walmart that I'm doing with this autism design. And everything was going good. I got the heat and bond on there. We're doing good. We're doing great, right? I did the tack down stitch. I actually did the tack down stitch twice so that I can make sure it was nice and tacked down. So when I took it off to trim my fabric, it wouldn't like move around or nothing, right? Okay. Started to trim the fabric, and I quickly realized that trimming fabric is God's way of testing your eyesight and the devil's way of taking out your back. So, moving forward, I will be cutting my fabric with my Cricut. I won't be doing that ever again. How do y'all do that? I had to sit the fabric like up underneath my light and my back hurts. I'm not doing that ever again. Ever again. I'll be using my Cricut machine for that, okay? We'll be putting Cricut to use to cut the fabric. Anyways, hey everybody. We are going to be working with my embroidery machine today. I have the Poolin EOC06, which is the it's a single needle machine, single needle flatbed machine. I've learned that there's single needles that are not flatbeds. They kind of look like multi-needles, but they're not. They're single needles. I looked at the price for one because I was a little intrigued, and it's like the same part, like I can't think of the name of it, but it was a brother one. It was a brother single needle that looks like a multi-needle. It's not flat, but it's the same price as like some multi-needles. I just don't see the point in that. But anyways, this is a single needle flatbed machine, which is what we're going to be working on today. This one is almost done. So if I have enough time, I'm going to add a second design on the machine, but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to show you some of the test stitches I did, and then I'm going to show you the machine. And yeah, y'all, I'm not joking. My back hurts. Like, my back hurts from cutting that fabric. No, I'm not doing that ever again. Okay. Hey, Nani's Journey, how are you? Hey, Rhonda Smith. Oh, the green just reminded me. The autism mama file that I'm working on right now, I did put in the membership community tab for you guys. Hey, Diane, how are you? Hey, Daisy. Hey, Viola Floyd, how are you? Hey, Louise and Beverly and Rosetta and Porgy Town. Hey, Monique and Chris Willis. What is everybody working on tonight? Hey, Nicole. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Meredith. Hey, Nawan. Hey, Sharon and Cynthia and Addie. Hey, Patrice Blue. Hey, Precious and Tiffany. Hey, Zelda. Okay, good. You guys could hear me. I didn't even check to see if you guys said you could hear me or not, and I was just talking. Hey, Eve. Yes, I did enjoy Vegas. It was very relaxing. Hey, Carol. Hey, Arlene. Hey, Melody. Hey, Karen. Hey, everybody. Hey, Angel, I ordered my hoop and clamps. Okay. Which hoop? The Snap Monster? Yes. Cutting the fabric that's. If you need a test to see if you have good vision and a good back, go ahead and cut out some fabric. That's gonna be the test right there. Yep, that's it. The PR1X. That was the one that I was looking at, but I just can't justify the price for it because it's almost the same as a lot of multi-needles that I've looked at, and or just a couple thousand off. Like I might as well just save the extra 1,000 or 2,000 and get a multi-needle. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. That's just my personal opinion. Income taxes. That's not my ministry at all, child. I give my husband everything and let him deal with it. Chris, that's so bold. That's so bold that it would be 85 degrees after we leave. But we're going to Orlando next week, and it's supposed to be like 90s. So I get a little bit of a makeup. Hey, Dem School, how are you? Janelle, yeah, I was in Vegas last week. It was kind of like a work/anniversary trip. Our anniversary is Monday, which is a week from today. And he had to go to work. He had to go to Vegas for work. So I just kind of tagged along and we kind of made it an anniversary trip as well. Okay. So I'm at the bottom now. If you are new here, feel free to ask questions at any point in time. I do try to keep up with the chat and check it frequently. So 9 times out of 10, I will see your comment. If I don't, or I will see your question. If I don't, somebody in the chat will probably answer it for me. But I will definitely try to make sure that I, keep up with the chat to answer questions. That's how I do it here. And then if I missed it, or if somebody else answered it, but you still want my answer, ask it again, and I will. Do y'all see that? Something is going on with my neon light. It just turns on by itself. I don't know if y'all can see that light that's like flashing. I think it has a short or something. Hold on. Yeah, it's my neons. It just started doing it again. I think it has a short. I'm gonna have to unplug it. Hold on, y'all. Okay. It shouldn't cut back on. I just unplugged it. I don't know why, like when I came in today was the first day I've been in here since last Monday because I was out of town all week. And when I walked in, it was like blinking like this. And I know I turned it off when I left. I don't know how long it was doing that. And it was just off. It was just off as I was sitting here talking to y'all, and then it just started blinking on its own. So I don't know. I think it has a short, so I just unplugged it. Just kind of unfortunate because I haven't had it that long. Hey Marilyn, how are you? Okay, so the fabric looks really, really good. I really like the look of this fabric. However, like I said, I will never be cutting that by hand again. So I'm gonna have to cut the fabric with my Cricut, and then I think you use basting spray to get it to stick while it's doing like the tack down or something. That was crazy. Okay, I need to go ahead and change my color. So let me turn you guys this way so you can see, because I don't have my iPad set up right now, so that you can see me change out the color. Hopefully you guys can see and it's not too much of a shadow, but this is the pattern. It's like it's like a rainbow kind of pattern that I'm using with this Autism mom design. I did the top part in red and the bottom part is going to be in green. No, yellow. I'm going to use my candle yellow, my candle thread yellow. I haven't used this one yet. Actually, yes I did. I'm lying. Yes I did. But I really, really like this yellow. Okay. So the design that it's doing right now, I did a couple of different ones. It's not an applique, so this is just regular. This is for those who don't know, this is the Avengers A. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Avengers, Marvel. This is the Avengers A. So this is just regular. And then this was the applique version, which is the one that I'm doing now. I'm just using fabric. This one was the glitter I did, but it's the same file. The same file to do for the glitter is the same file I use for the fabric. So it's the same. And then this is the one for dad that I did. This one I haven't done an applique for this one yet. This is just regular because I don't know if I want to do applique with this one or not. Like if I did, I have some vinyl that is like blocks. It looks like Lego blocks in the Autism colors. I might do it with this one. I don't know. But I kind of just like this one how it is. It just looks real clean, real sharp. I think I like this one how it is. I should have did green. I don't know if I like this yellow. I should have did green. It's okay. But what are you guys working on? I think I asked that already. I'm trying to scroll up so I can see. Thank you guys. Thank you. What happened to your curly hair? So it was raining. And it was raining like right before I went to Vegas. And oh no, last week when I went live, my hair was straight. It was raining that weekend before. And so it got really, really frizzy. And I didn't have enough time to go get it redone before going to Vegas. So I just straightened it. Thank you, E. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Look how fast you changed the color. Yeah, I can change the color pretty fast now. You thread that needle like it was nothing. So this machine actually has an auto threader. So you kind of just stick it inside this little hook part, and then you push. It has a black lever. You push the black lever down, and it auto threads it. So that's how I was able to do it that fast. That auto threader is really nice. That's a lot of colors, Naomi. Tawana, do you like it? Michelle, get your Poolin out the box. What you waiting for? No problem, Denzel. Wow. So Pamela has a Poolin in the box. Michelle has a Poolin in the box. What was that noise? It did something weird, so I had to go back a couple stitches. You guys, I had a conversation with yeah, I agree, Tiffany. Basically, Shamika, a Poolin club. Lolita got a Poolin in the box too. You know what? We're gonna go live. We should do a Zoom and everybody get y'all Poolins out the box. Okay, the yellow doesn't look that bad. Let me see if y'all can see it. The yellow doesn't look that bad. I just think I would have preferred green. Which I think it doesn't look bad at all. Look at me, y'all, using fabric. I bet you I never cut that by hand again. See, I don't even know how I'm gonna get this little piece of fabric. How do y'all get that fabric? You know what? I probably could get it with this, right? I just gotta try not to cut my shirt. Like in the A right here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Y'all, I caught a cold in Vegas. And I don't know how. But I've had the sniffles and a small cough since the day I got to Vegas, which was Tuesday. It was like Tuesday. No, it was like Wednesday morning. I did tell y'all something, but I forgot. It's a lot of Poolins in the boxes. Maybe we should do a Zoom or something so everybody can unbox their stuff. The weather there was kind of chilly a little bit. Actually, it was in the 60s. See, that hoop was big enough. I thought I wanted a shoe. It's already done, unbiased. Doing something weird with my stitches. Let's turn that down some more. Try that again. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. We have we had snow. When I went to go get some coffee, it was snowing. Love you first. I oil my machine after, like, I do. So like today, I did all of these today, these test stitches, and then this shirt that I'm doing now. And then if we have time, I was gonna do another shirt. But when we get off of live, I'll probably oil it, or maybe I'll oil it on live with you guys to show you where you're supposed to oil it at. But I'm gonna oil it today because otherwise it's not gonna work tomorrow if I don't. But every couple of projects, if they're like bigger projects, then I'll go ahead and oil it. Like when I'm done today, it'll definitely need to be oiled. Oh, they recommend every 4 bobbins. Yeah, I oil it way before that. I oil it way before every 4 bobbins. I would say for today, I would say I've used maybe 1 whole bobbin, because when I started today, the bobbin that I was using was half full. And then I ran out, and now I'm on my second one, which I think is probably half gone now too. So by the time I'm done, I'll probably would have used a bobbin and a half, and I'm gonna oil it before I leave tonight. Okay. When I'm done with the second project, I'll go ahead and oil it so that you guys can see. I am not looking forward to trimming the rest of this fabric on. Are you guys doing anything fun for Autism Awareness Month? Have a good night, Naomi. So, okay, so for those who have like single needle machines, I never know what size to kind of make designs, because I don't like to embroider things smaller than the largest hoop I have, which is a 7.9 by 11. So when I make the files, I normally make them like that, 7.9 by 11 or 8 by 12, or going bigger. But for those who have like the smaller single needles, when you guys purchase files, like what size are you guys looking for your files to be? Hey, everybody popping in. Hey, Martha. Like, what's a standard size, I guess? Chiquita, I have the Poolin EOC06. Yeah, it keeps doing this weird little thing with my thread. I'm going to take it off and check my bobbin. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It looks like it's like shredding my thread or something. And see, that bobbin is almost gone, so yeah. But what? Okay. I don't know what that's about. That looks crazy. See, it's like shredding. I don't know if y'all can see it. Shredding my thread. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But let's try this again. Oh, you know what? It's my needle. My needle got a whole bunch of fabric on it. Okay. I need like a little piece of tissue. This is my first time doing fabric. So I wonder if that's the heat and bond that made the fabric like stick on the needle like that. What would make the fabric like gum up on the needle like that? Yeah, it's a fairly new needle. I mean, I should probably change it after I'm done today, but it should be able to get me through today. Okay, let me go back. I sprayed a little bit of adhesive for the stabilizer, but it's not on the heat and bond or the fabric. I sprayed this the stabilizer with the basing spray, and then I have the heat and bond. Let me get my iPad. I feel like my laptop looks really fuzzy. Duh, y'all can't see it. Better. That looks more clear to me. Does that look better to you guys, or does that still look kind of fuzzy? It might just be my internet. It was user error. I didn't put the needle in all the way. But other than that, I've never had any needle breaks. I rarely have needle breaks. I rarely have thread breaks unless there's like something wrong or something needs to be rethreaded or something like that. Y'all, I don't know how to use these things. There. Okay, well, this one's done. Can you guys hear me better now? Okay, I'm gonna take this Now I have to trim. I think I'm gonna get the other shirt started and then I'll trim this while that one is going. But let me show you guys what we have so far. Oh, that is cute. Yeah, this is my first fabric. And I'm using my iPad. It's always like backwards. That way. There we go. Can you guys see the... I don't know why it looks weird on camera, like right here. But now I just have to clean it up. I trimmed it pretty good. I do think that, yeah, I'm gonna from now on use the Cricut to cut the fabric, but I like that. And we have to press this, right? I did use a heat and bond. I'm pretty sure I have to press this. But let's get the other shirt going and then we'll go ahead and trim that. I think I'm gonna do the Autism Dad file for my husband. He was like, if you come in this house with one more autism piece of apparel for yourself and nothing for me, you'll have to sleep outside. So let's do this Autism Dad shirt so I don't have to sleep in the garage when I get home. Y'all, he gonna make me sleep in the garage if I don't make him an autism something. Okay. I think I want to do black. Let's do a black shirt with red. I'm not gonna use this one though, because I still have some more on this spool. I need to use the rest of this up. Let's do red and orange. No, let's do red and blue. Blue. Yeah, let's do blue. Red and blue. And this is just going to be the regular, it's not applique or anything. It's going to be just regular, like a regular, what is it called? Tatimi? Y'all, I made these files. I made these all by myself. Y'all ever seen that TikTok where it was like, what was it? Was it like a, it was an otter or something. I don't know. But somebody was like, I made this. And it was like the otter showing everybody their little babies. Hey, everybody. Okay. I'm using 2 pieces of this mesh. Don't ask me why. I don't know why, but it just works better when I do 2 pieces. I don't know why. It just does. I've tried to use just 1 piece, but for whatever reason, I just like it better when I use 2. And I'm just going to use a little bit of spray. But I'm not using fabric on this one, so it shouldn't be as bad. And actually, that might have been a little too much. Okay. I'm going to use my regular hoop. You guys, ever since I learned how to use my regular hoop, I do still like my magnetic ones. But when it comes to some of these smaller garments, I do like my regular hoop. I cannot wait to get my bigger machine so I can get a hoop master. Well, you know what? I don't know. Because I don't know how I feel about paying $500 for it. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I know my back is all in the camera. I just got to make sure that this is straight. This is going to be a nice shirt. The red and the blue going to pop on this black. I have metallic red and metallic blue, but I'm scared. I've heard horror stories. I used the metallic red before, and it did okay, but it was just for like a real small little piece of something. So it didn't really have time to act up. I'm scared. What y'all think? Should I try it? This is the metallic red and blue that I have. Oh, I ain't got no metallic needle, so that just answers my question right there. I used the red, but it was just a quick, it was a couple of little letters. It wasn't like the whole design was not in metallic. So it didn't act up too much. What did you do differently with using the regular hoop? I'm not really sure. It was like, okay, so actually, yes, okay. I do know what I was doing. The two little arrows, I'm going to grab a smaller hoop and I'll show you in 1 second. But number one, when I was like hooping, I did not realize that it had arrows for the corners that have to come together. Okay. That was my first duh moment. I was putting the hoop upside down. But I will grab another hoop and show you in 1 second. But do you guys have any questions about this machine? I think I'm... Oh, what I was saying earlier, I think I stopped talking about it for whatever reason. But I was talking to, because I was having some tension issues, and I saw in the Poolin group that there was a lot of people that were posting about their like bobbin coming through the top. which was an issue that I just continuously kept on having, like to the point where I was winding the same color bobbin as the thread to do my projects, so that when the bobbin came through the top, it was the same color anyway, and you couldn't even tell. Like, that's how bad it was getting. And so I was talking to one of the Poolin engineers from the group, and I'm not really sure why it ended up being different when he had me replace the case. So when you get this machine, you get a replacement bobbin case, and he told me to replace it with the one that came with the machine. And once I did that, for whatever reason, I didn't have that problem anymore. So if you are having an issue with your tension, your bobbin, your, like the bobbin coming through the top, try replacing your case. It was like literally as soon as I did that, it just stopped. Sorry y'all if I'm like sniffling a lot. I got a cold when I was in Vegas. Okay. So this one is just 2 colors. What did I say I was doing? Red and blue? Yeah. Alrighty. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know me. I try to cut while it's still moving, but I almost lost my fingers, so I have learned to just push the stop button. You know what? I should have replaced the bobbin. It's about to go out anyway. Sorry, y'all. I had to blow my nose. Yep, I muted myself for a second so I could blow my nose. My nose was running. Okay, I'm about to look through the comments. Shamika, no, I didn't trim the hem. My back was hurting. When I got to the hem, I quit. My back was hurting. Tiffany, I like the candle thread. I like it a lot. It's really pretty. I probably could use one piece on the t-shirt because it's thinner. I've just gotten so used to using two because I needed them for the sweatshirt. Oh, so the regular hoop. Let me grab it. I'll show you. I can see my bobbin through the front. We do not want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and change. I know my bobbin is low. Okay. So this is what you do not want when it comes to your tension. You see how it's all white? That should be, the white should be in the middle and the red should be on the sides. So when that happens, I don't know if you guys can see right here, probably I don't think it's picking it up, but right here on the edge where it just started my satin stitch right here. Okay, this is the only part right here that's been satin stitched, and right on the edge it's a little bit of white peeking through. Now my bobbin will go all the way down to the end. This is how much I have right now. I'm gonna go ahead and change it, but I'm not gonna throw this away. If I have a smaller project, this will get me through it, but I'm gonna go ahead and change it just because I don't think this is gonna get me through the rest of the project. But if I have a smaller project or anything like that, I'll pull this out. Okay, so a couple things when it comes to changing the bobbin. You see how full it is? It's like super, super full. What I've noticed, what gets me the best results is if I unwind this a little bit. Sometimes it's just a little too tight. So I just pull some thread out, not a ton, maybe about that much. And then I thread it. Okay, now I'm going to slow this down because I need to go over this stitch again to cover up the white. I'm going to loosen the tension. It was on 18. I'm going to put it on 15 and I have it on 400 speed. And I'm going to go back. Just to make sure it's going to cover up the white. And it's not. It's actually making it worse, which means it needs to be rethreaded again. This is the bobbin issue I was talking about. So I'm going to rethread this again. I also know that my machine needs to be oiled. So that could be a problem too. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and completely rethread this again. Sometimes everything just kind of needs to be retightened, rethreaded, all of those things to get it fixed. But basically, you know, I asked the engineer, like, why does this keep happening? How do we stop it? Why, like, it was fixed and then it was doing it again. And I sent him the message after, you know, he had me replace the case. Like, it was a lot better, but it was still just doing it, period. And I'm like, how do we stop that problem, period? And essentially, you can't. He was just like, when it does it, you just kind of have to go through these steps again. Where are my scissors? Basically, when this happens, you just kind of have to go through these steps over and over until it adjusts itself. And that's kind of, you know, annoying and unfortunate. But I feel like, you know, every machine is going to have its downside. And this is the downside to the pool. And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to put some red thread in here, because I don't have time to keep doing this over and over. I already have some on a bobbin. No, like it's like doing it a lot. Okay. I'm gonna just throw my red bobbin in here because it's not about to stress me out. See, let me show y'all. Now you can see it a lot, the white bobbin. This is not about to stress me out. Boom. I have some red bobbin. But I'm going to show you guys the, because it wasn't doing it on my other shirt. So I'm going to show you the, I haven't even got to trimming the other shirt yet. Oh, Jesus. But I'll show you what the bobbin is supposed to look like. Again, I know that this is probably because my machine is tired. I have been running it all day. So I'm not going to give them too much. Not going to give them too much. let's see if we can fix this white. Some of these parts. So I'm gonna have to use some fabric, the fabric pen to fix this white up here a little bit. I don't want to keep going over it because it's making it really thick. But I'm just gonna do, it's got the red bobbin, and then for the blue, I'm pretty sure I have some blue bobbin too. I'll just have to switch the bobbin. But yeah, the only time I have this kind of issue where it just will not fix is when it needs to be oiled and kind of cleaned out. So, I'll do all of that before we get off the live. When I'm done, like when I'm running a bunch of projects, when I'm done, I take it completely apart. I take the bobbin case out, all of that. I clean it, I oil it, I do all of those things. So I'll do that before we get off the live so that when I come in here tomorrow, it'll be ready to go. But we were talking about hoops. So originally, right, when I got this hoop and I hated it so much, it was because number one, I kept putting this like this, okay? It's upside down. That's upside down. Oh, baby. Do you know I threw this across the room because I was putting it upside down? Like, wow. But the hoop, these little arrows right here have to match up next to each other. Number one, that's how you make sure you're not putting it upside down like moi. But basically, I will loosen it to the point where it's loose enough that it'll go in there, but still have a little bit of tension on it. And I hoop mine going from right to left. So I will hoop the right side first, like this bottom corner. Then I push this one in. And then holding this corner, I'll push this bottom corner in. And then kind of shimmy my way up to the top, making sure that they all kind of stay in together at the same time. And now I can kind of feel, so when I'm going up to try to push in this corner, if this is too tight, I'll be able to feel it. I can, like once you do it so many times, you'll be able to feel when the hoop is too tight or when the screw is too tight or too loose. But it's just kind of, it just takes practice, basically. You just have to keep doing it over and over. Now, I'm kind of good at using this hoop, so like whereas before I really hated this hoop, I actually don't mind it as much anymore now that I know how to use it, but it just takes practice. And I was using this while I was waiting for my snap, my monster snap hoop, because the Embroidery just was not working for me anymore. And while I was waiting for the monster hoop, I basically had to teach myself how to use this one. But yeah, that's how I use these hoops. What are those plastic squares? What plastic squares? Hey, Evelyn. What plastic squares? These? The clips? These are shirt clips, if that's what you were talking about. I'm not sure what plastic squares you were talking about. Cynthia, I'm not sure what plastic squares you were talking about. Right now, I'm running it at 500. I'm actually about to turn it up since I have a red bobbin now. I'm gonna run it on 600. Normally, when I'm having a bobbin issue, I turn it down, but now it doesn't matter because the bobbin and the thread are the same color. Ooh, finishing at 99% is diabolical. Radiant Rose, no, my bobbin goes all the way empty. Tiffany, I agree. I've looked since I've been doing embroidery. I have looked at other people's like embroidery designs in stores, and yeah, it's not white on the inside of the shirt. They have the bobbin and the thread the same color. No, Chris, you don't have to stop the machine to change the tension or the speed. You can do that while it's running. This is the oil I use. Let me see if it's linked in my description. It's linked in my description box. Love you first. But this is it right here. Which other hoop, Alicia? So the two that I use the most are the 7.9 by 11 that came with the machine, and then the Snap Monster hoop are the two that I use the most. Alright, I got the trim. How do y'all get real close to y'all fabric? this again tomorrow, and I'm gonna cut the fabric with my Cricut. I just don't think this is gonna get as clean as I want it to. Chiquita, this is a 7.9 by 11. Sure, I did trim before the second stitch, but I don't think I trimmed good enough. This was my first ever fabric, so definitely learned my lesson. I wasn't sure how much would get covered up by the second stitch and how much wouldn't. But you know, now I can kind of see how much it covered up, and yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so who in here watches Dexter? Or has watched it? Because I'm watching Dexter, and why nobody told me that Rita died. Y'all ain't told me nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna redo this tomorrow because I don't really like how it's looking. But y'all ain't tell me nothing. Do y'all know I cried? I actually cried when Rita died. That's how I was looking so far. It's okay. I think, like I said, I'm gonna do this again tomorrow, and put this fabric with the Cricut, and I think it'll look a lot better. girl. What all do you make with your O6? I'm not sure if the Joy Extra can cut fabric or not for the Cricut. I actually think I used my Romeo when I cut my fabric before. So I did fabric with glitter HTV, and I'm pretty sure I used the regular blade with my Siser Romeo. This is really good. Okay, so for this shirt, I'm gonna quit here just because it's not gonna get too much cleaner than this because of the fabric. I'm gonna try to get those edges out that's in the A. I mean the little parts out in the A. But I'm not gonna worry about it too much. This was my first fabric project ever. So I'm going to do it again. I might record this as a video. I'm gonna do it again. And just cut the letters out with my Cricut machine or my Romeo. Probably I don't know, whichever one isn't acting crazy, because lately my Romeo been acting crazy. So I'll probably try it with my Romeo first. If it doesn't work, I'll use my Cricut and cut out the letters. So, okay, question. So when you're trying to trying to think, because the print file that I saved for this was a PNG. So, okay, I know how I can do it. Patrick showed us how to do this before. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show y'all real quick how to do this. Okay. So with this file, I made a print file that was that's a PNG, not an SVG. So I'm about to show y'all real quick how to turn a PNG into an SVG in Leonardo Design Studio, because Patrick showed us how to do that. So let me open up Leonardo real quick, and then I'm gonna show y'all how to turn a PNG into an SVG. And then if you have this file, because I didn't send an SVG with it, this is how you would kind of, if you want to do fabric applique versus glitter, this is how you would do it. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm in Leonardo Design Studio, and this is the file that is the print file that came with the applique that I did. Okay, so this is the applique, this is the print file, it's a SVG. I'm sorry, it's a PNG. So we're gonna go to print and cut. We're gonna select next, and then it does have a transparent background already, so you don't have to worry about trying to remove any of the background. The PNG does already have a transparent background. And then we're gonna select next, and then we're gonna select finish. Now I'm gonna uncheck print and cut job, because ultimately I want this to be SVG. So with this, I need to figure out the size. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick so I can figure out the size, because now I don't remember off the top of my head what this file size was. 1 second. Okay, it's 7 by 10. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, so I'm gonna make this 7 by 10. Which will be the same size as the stitch file. Now I'm gonna make sure everything is selected, and we're gonna go over to the build contours, and we're gonna make this an editable contour, and we're going to include the holes. And we're gonna leave the offset at 0. And then we're gonna select apply. So now there's our offset, which is the letters that we would need in the fabric. So you could delete that, and now this is what you would cut your fabric out. So if you send design and then you place this on your mat, it's going to cut this out. These are going to be your letters that you put down onto your shirt. After you do your placement stitch, you would place your letters down with the heat and bond, and then maybe like a teeny tiny bit of adhesive spray so that the letters, when they're doing the tack down stitch, they're not moving around. So a little bit of adhesive spray will get the fabric to stick to the shirt so that it doesn't move. But you would basically just pick up the letters and put them down into the spot that they belong in once you do the placement stitch. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, like I said, I'll probably do a video on that just so that it makes a little bit more sense. But I don't know if you guys saw when Patrick was showing how to do that in Leonardo Design Studio. In Cricut Design Space, I think you would do it the exact same way, just doing an offset. Do y'all use any of these Instagram embroidery designs account? Are they legit? I never have. I use Etsy or oh my god. Y'all, I just ran out of thread. On the last M. I still have the same color, but still. It's the point. It's the
the principal. Y'all, it's a mess over here. A real life mess.
So for digitizing, so the people that I have used, the only one that I've ever used off of Instagram is one girl, and she doesn't do it anymore. And it was back when the side seam bows was kind of going viral. The girl who like originally had gone viral, I won't say she's like the creator of the side seam because she's not, but she was the one like who originally went viral with that first bow. I was using her to digitize. She doesn't do it anymore. But other than that, that was the only person I had seen off of Instagram that I actually used. But she had a lot of reviews. She had an Etsy shop. She had a website. She had a lot of reviews. A lot of people were kind of backing her. So that's why I used her. But other than that, no, I wouldn't trust Instagram just because I just wouldn't trust Instagram. As far as like digitizing, I got one file done on Z Digitizing. No, I got two files done with Z Digitizing. They're super fast. If you need it like same day, you can pay an extra couple bucks for the urgent. So I've used Z Digitizing. I used Fiverr once. I did not like it. I ended up the file that I had done with Fiverr, I ended up having redone with Z Digitizing. And it could have just been the person that I use. Y'all, on Fiverr, there are so many people. There's so many people on Fiverr. So that's not to say that the people on like Fiverr altogether is just a terrible place. If you don't like one designer, try somebody else. The good thing about it is that getting a file digitized is like $10, $15, $20, depending on how big it is, the file is. I don't think I've ever paid more than like 20 bucks for a file to be digitized. And this was before I started doing my own. This was like when I first unboxed my machine. So like my prayer changes things file, I had that digitized by the girl that I saw on Instagram before she stopped digitizing. Trying to think. The overstimulated file, I made that one. What other files do I have? All the rest of them, I think I might have purchased. So like the one I'm doing now, I did make that one. But basically, like the way that I'm creating files. I guess I'm not sure if it's considered digitizing or not. You guys let me know. But I'm basically creating the file in Embroidery versus like I'm not bringing in a PNG or a SVG. What I'm doing is like, so this is an Avengers font that I got off of Creative Fabrica. I downloaded the font and it was in my Embroidery. I have Stitch Artist 1. So when I go to create, basically, maybe I'll do a live or a video on this too. I'll go to an Embroidery and you can create it with Stitch Artist 1. You can just type out a font and then you can turn that font into an embroidery file. So for like the Autism Dad where there's no applique, you would just select satin border or There's a couple different things that you can do with the stitching. You can play around with it if you're not doing an applique. If you want to fill it, then like there's another process for that. But then there's an actual like applique button if you want to turn that font. So the Avengers font from Creative Fabrica, I just turned that into an applique design by selecting the applique button. And then again, I played around with the stitches, do the color sort to get the tack down and the placement all together. And then boom, that's how I'm creating the files. Now an actual like PNG, digitizing that, I'm not doing that. I think with that you have to like go around and make like points. No, I'm not doing all of that. I'm gonna use a digitizer for stuff like that. I haven't gotten down to like doing. I think the most complex thing I've ever done is this on my hoodie, like with this this right here. But this not my file. I got this off of Etsy. But Etsy, the the YouTubers that we all know, so Delonda, Patrice, Eve, I trust their groups. Marilyn, I trust their files. I trust their groups. If they let somebody, I don't think any of us allow people to advertise in our groups, and if we do, it's somebody we know and trust. If you're gonna venture outside of the people on YouTube, just look for reviews. Look for how many, like if you're going to an Etsy shop, look at how many sales they got, look at their reviews, look at their customer service, look at things like that. Don't take it too hard to heart too much, just because I've gotten a couple bad reviews for things that were like customer error. But like if they have like a 2-star rating or a 3-star rating, even with a couple bad reviews, I still have either a 4.9 or a 5-star rating. So you want to find shops that are, that's how you can weed out if they're trustworthy or not, basically. That's just my little 2 cents. Of course, I have not been in this as much as anybody else, but that's just what has been working for me as a beginner. Do what you want. Just had to sprinkle that in there. Do what you want. Thank you, Shay. I don't have my bell over. Y'all, I need to bring my bell over here. I never have it over here, but thank you. Ding. I got to change out my color. Y'all, I kind of have a migraine a little bit. And I had a coffee. Oh, here it go. All right, I am going to change out my bobbin as well because I still have that red bobbin in there. So let me find my blue bobbin. And my iPad is about to die, so I'm gonna have to slide my laptop over. I don't know how my little area got so dirty, but and look, I still have a lot of this red. This wasn't even full when I put it in, but I still have a lot more left. And then this is what my blue looks like as I'm putting it in. This is probably halfway gone.
And let me make sure they match. Yep, those are the same colors. Y'all, my poor little machine is like, girl, we're not done yet. So on average, for those who have been embroidering for a long time, what is running your machine too much, like in one day? Like how many projects for a single needle, not a multi-needle? They can probably handle a lot more. Cause I be feeling like I'm running my machine into the ground. Like I need to do something else, or I'm gonna run this machine ragged. Marilyn, I'm trying to see what that emoji is. What is it? Oh, it's a bell. Okay. It looks funny on my laptop. Let me pull up the comments on my phone and see if it looks different. Hey, Renee. No worries. Really, Chris? I've been pulling that thread out at the top since the day I got it. I'll stop though. Hey, Victoria's Creations. How are you? All right, we are almost done. It's at 60%. I'm gonna straighten up just a little bit. But do y'all have any other questions on this machine? I'm gonna take it apart once it's done and clean it out and oil it with you guys so you can just kind of see how it's done. Y'all, this blue looks so good. Y'all, I have to blow my nose. I'm about to meet y'all for 1 second.
So for those who signed up for my newsletter, did everybody receive it last week? I had set it to send while I was on the plane, and I saw it did send, but oh no. Every time I try to watch YouTube on my phone while I'm live, it looks crazy. There we go. It's 9 o'clock. We almost on here for 2 hours. NJ, you didn't get it? Did you sign up on my website? So next week, okay, I will. So I had a little issue this morning with my website. I had to fix it. I figured everybody didn't get it, but it should be fixed now. So I have it scheduled to go out every Friday morning. So you guys should get it this week. This red and blue looks really good. Green would have looked good too, but this blue looks good. And I don't know what I did differently with this file, but there's no jump stitches. Let me show y'all. There's no jump stitches. I'm not sure what I did differently, but I gotta figure it out. There's one right here on the letter D, but that's the only one so far. And this machine doesn't cut them, so. That looks so good, except for this one little part where my bobbin was messing up at. I know y'all can see it, that white right there. Other than that, it looks so good. I know, right? I'm not gonna have to sleep in the garage.
My name, so the pins that I have, the red, I mean, I'm going to because I don't really have a choice. But the red that I have is not the same red as the thread, so it's just kind of off like hair, like just a little bit. Stacy, what's the for the buy machine? What's the most they have right now? Is it 10? I think there's a lot of stitching before it starts the last stitch. All right, so that is almost done. So next week, we are going to Orlando next week. Monday, we leave Monday morning, and we come back Friday morning. It's we're taking the kids to Universal Studios. So I won't be live next week, but I will just have a premiere at 7, which is my normal time. But I won't be live next week. But I told Xavier, who is my oldest, wanted to go out of town for his birthday. His birthday is February 1st. So we told him if he made the honor roll, then we would go out of town for his birthday. But we wanted to wait until it was a little bit warmer because, like, in February, end of January, beginning of February, it was still kind of cold. And they like to do, like, the water parks, the pools, and stuff like that. So that's why we're going now. Because I looked at the weather for next week. It's supposed to be, like, in the 90s. So I think we picked a good week, which is going to make up for Vegas doing me bold, because when I got to Vegas, it was 60 degrees. Alrighty. Y'all, this was just, the fabric I used was just A fat quarter. I live by these little fat quarters. Because I don't. I don't think I'm ever gonna be like super big on fabric, like to the point where I would buy just a bunch of it, like in large quantities. Like I can see myself just buying a bunch of different kinds of fabric in the fat quarters, and then that's about it. I can't see myself like just buying a whole bunch of it like that, just because I'm not really into fabric like that. But these little fat quarters, I love these. It's just like a little shot of fabric, just enough to do a couple little projects and then move on to the next pattern. Yeah, I was looking at the weather. It's gonna be hot, and I'm glad because I need some heat. I need some sun. I need all of that. I thought I was gonna get some in Vegas, and it was cloudy and cold. So I'm excited. Yeah, doctor up that cold. I'm trying to. I'm trying not to give it to anybody else as well. I don't want anybody else to be sick in Florida, so I'm trying not to. I'm just like trying to stay away from everybody, so it ends with me. Cold. It's not a bad cold. Like it's basically just like a head cold. Like I have a little bit of a cough. My nose is stuffed up. But like I took some Dayquil earlier today, and I felt fine with the Dayquil. So it's not a terrible cold. It's just a little cold. It's just that the Dayquil wore off a couple hours ago, so that's why my nose is running and I'm coughing now because the Dayquil wore off a couple hours ago. Okay. Hey, Vanessa. You got so did you get the 06 or the 05? Alka-Seltzer for colds. I've never tried that, but I'll definitely take a look into it. Yep, Keisha, that's how you sign up. Let me see if it'll pop up on my screen. I don't think it will because I've already looked at it. Yep, there's this box here that says stay in the loop. It asks for your first name and your email. You just type in your first name, your email, and then sign me up. And then that's how you sign up for the newsletter. Yep, I definitely do. I got a little bit of work to do between today and Wednesday, but then Thursday and Friday, I'm probably just going to relax. I did most of our packing already as well on Sunday, yesterday. So pretty much like the toiletries is just the only thing I have to pack. Y'all, my face has broken out so bad, like right here on the sides of my face.
Like, that's why I keep touching it, and I need to stop touching it, but it's just like a bunch of tiny little bumps, like right here on the side of my face. It's so weird. Yo, this looks so good. I didn't even link any of my files in the description box, but they're all in my Etsy shop as well. Okay. You know, now that I'm looking at this file here, I probably should have did the this Avengers A for these A's too. But then it would have made the design smaller because it can only do 7.9. So I don't know. It would have popped more, but it probably would have made the design altogether smaller as well. All right, it's on the last letter. So we are almost finished with that. Y'all, I think my internet in my office, something's going on with it. It's like running real slow. Oh, all the the hat winners from last week, all of those hats went in the mail today. But we had 3 hat winners from last week. And then I went out of town the very next morning. So all of those hats went in the mail today. So y'all should be getting them sometime this week. How long have you had the machine? About a little over 2 months. Well, technically I got it for Christmas back at the end of December, but I didn't unbox it until the end of January. So I unboxed it the end of January, and I've pretty much been using it on a weekly basis since the end of January. I've heard that before, that the hot honey citrus mint tea was good. I've never tried it before though.
Did y'all know TikTok has the auto post feature? Y'all, my internet is on my phone is acting crazy. I can't get nothing to pull up on my phone. I'm gonna restart my phone. I don't know what's going on. But TikTok has a auto post feature now, like a schedule feature. So like when I actually need to turn my alarm off on my phone now because I don't need it. But my alarm that goes off at 7:45 every day is to remind me to post on TikTok. But I don't need it anymore because you can schedule them now through the TikTok studio, which is kind of cool for those that use TikTok. Anissa, I definitely do love it. Granted, this is my very first embroidery machine ever, so I don't necessarily have anything to compare it to because I've never used anything else. But for everything that I said I wanted to do when I got a single needle embroidery machine, I have been able to do everything that I said I wanted to do. The only con I would say is the fact that it's a single needle and that I have to manually, switch out my thread every time I have to do a color change. The fact that it's a flatbed, so I have to clip the shirt out of the way versus allowing it to be able to just kind of hang with some of the other machines. But that's not anything against the company. It's just a con of a single needle machine, period. But I do plan on getting a bigger machine very soon, actually. It'll be a multi-needle machine. So I'll have something else to compare it to. But I do like it for sure. I don't know if I'll ever purchase another single needle flatbed machine just because I just don't think I need more than this one. If I was to ever spend money on another machine, it would be either a single needle that's I can't think of what it's called, but a single needle that's not a flatbed or a multi-needle. Even if it's just like a 10 needle. I can't think of any project that I've ever done that required more than 10 colors. Not saying there's none out there, I'm sure there is, but for me, even like a 10 needle would suffice. Okay, this is done. This looks so good. And then we're going to go ahead and take the machine apart, oil it, and then we can get out of here. Okay, so that's the back. That's what it looks like when you use the same color thread on the back that you do the front. It does have a cleaner look if that's something that you care about. I don't particularly care one way or the other. I just simply, for those who weren't here earlier, use the same color thread because my bobbin kept coming through and I didn't feel like messing with it. So I just grabbed the same color bobbin. But here is the finished product. I think that looks so good. It looks so clean. So this little part right here, I had a little bit of white bobbing kind of coming through. So let's go ahead, and there's like 3 jump stitches that need to be trimmed, and then we'll trim the inside, and then we'll take this machine apart. Oh, let me grab that marker. So in the box of the fabric pins that I bought, these are the 2 reds. This is the darker of the 2. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's even with it being the darker of the 2 colors, it's still a tad bit off. It's not as dark. So maybe in the 60, there was a bigger box. I think it was 60 or 80. Don't tell me this is dried out. Hold on now. Oh, I think it is. How the heck did that happen? Y'all, my kids was in here like a week ago. No, maybe 2 weeks ago. I wonder if one of them got a hold of this marker. This one's okay, though. I mean, this is off too, but I think one of my kids got a hold of this marker. There. That looks okay. All right, that is it. And I have to trim the inside, but that's how that looks. I think that looks so good. I think this got me off the hook. What y'all think? Let me try to pull up my comments now. Oh, I'm acting crazy. I always feel like, you know, the trimming looks kind of raggedy, but I've looked at like embroidery apparel at like stores and stuff, and I've looked on the inside of their shirts, and there's a few places where their embroidery shirts have like the what is it called? The fusible, is that what it's called? Where it kind of like once you press it, it kind of almost like not disappears, but kind of like fuses to the shirt. So there's some that use that. And that looks really good. But for the most part, Their stabilizer looks raggedy too. Which just kind of let me know that obviously nobody cares about that on the inside of the shirt. Patricia, that's the whole reason why, like, Brother is like way, I was looking at the prices and stuff, and I've never used one, so I can't really speak to the quality difference between a Brother and a Poolin, but when I was looking for, I needed a really big embroidery area for a single needle because, like I said, I wanted to be able to do these kinds of projects that I did today. Like, hands down, if I couldn't do a hoodie, a shirt, at least up to a size XL, then it was no point in me even buying the machine. And for the price for that in a Brother, the price was just it just didn't make sense to me. And again, I can't speak to the quality difference between this machine and a Brother because I've never used a Brother. However, if I'm spending money, it gotta make sense to me. It gotta make sense. Okay, there we go. Oh, y'all, this looks so good. This looks so good. I love it. Is it too low? No, it's not too. Y'all, look at me. Look at me getting the alignment. That looks almost perfect. It could have been up maybe a hair. Maybe. It depends on what it looks like when he puts it on. But I love that. And I love these colors. Green would have looked too good too, but I like the blue. Chris, that's the one that I'm about to get. The By Mirror. Okay. Let's take this machine apart. Move all this stuff out the way. So you guys can see how to, this is how I oil it and kind of clean it out. All right, so I'm gonna first take out the bobbin. And I don't know if you guys remember how much bobbin I had when I started, but this is how much we have left. So it didn't use a whole lot at all, really. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, or take the screws out. And then, y'all, I'm missing the screw over here. I lost it. It's somewhere around here. I just can't find it. But I take the little face plate off, and Poolin sends you with the machine this little brush here. It's a little brush. It's got glitter on it, but they send you this. And then I'm going to take the bobbin case out. You can see it has, from my applique design I did earlier, it has some glitter on it. So I'm just going to brush all of that off. Now it looks nice and clean. I'm going to go in here. Oh yeah, Poolin is dirty. And I'm just kind of getting all this like coming out on the brush. I don't know if y'all can see it, but a whole bunch of lint on there. You want to get all that lint, glitter, fabric, get it all out of there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my oil, and there's a small, and I got this from the Poolin YouTube page, but there's a small right here in the middle. Let me put the cap back on so I can point to it so y'all can see our oil going everywhere. This little hole right here, they say to put a small dot of oil right there. I'm just going to put a little bit right there, not a whole lot. Most of my oil goes up here. And then I'm going to put the bobbin case back. And then I'm going to take this front cover off. There is a screw back here. NJ, it definitely could be the reason it was messing up. I kind of knew that it needed to be cleaned and all of that. That's why I was like, I'm not going to fool with it. I was just going to change the bobbin to the color because I'm sure that was the reason. It needed to be oiled. It needed to be cleaned, all of that. But I didn't feel like doing it in the middle of a project. So that's why I just changed the color bobbin. So there's like, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to get close so you can. There's like, y'all see this little hole here? There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's a couple of them through here. That's on the Poolin YouTube page. That's where they put the oil. So that's where I put mine. And I'm going to use, you know, a good little amount. Just because I did not oil it before I went to Vegas. And I should have. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a decent amount. But not too much. Because I don't want it to like drip everywhere. Where's another part? Where is it at? Okay. And that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this back before it starts dripping everywhere. Sometimes, you know, when I come back in, I'll come in and there'll be like oil sitting right here. And before I start to do anything, if I don't want, you know, oil all over my apparel, whatever it is I'm embroidering, I'll just kind of give it a quick little wipe down with like, not tissue or paper towel because that could leave lint. Something like a polyester shirt that doesn't leave too much lint. I'm not going to put a bobbin in for right now. I'll put it in the morning when I get back. And I'm going to leave the cover off. I will put the cover back on in the morning before I start my next project. And that's how I clean and oil my Poolin. So tomorrow morning when I go to use it, it should be perfectly fine. Shouldn't have no issues. Anytime, ever since I changed the bobbin case from when the guy told me to, the only time I have like bobbin issues is when it needs to be cleaned and oiled. If I'm having a bobbin issue that I just can't fix with rethreading the bobbin, then that lets me, it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be oiled and all of that, and then it'll start to work again just fine. Okay. No, they do not supply the oil with the machine. I had to buy that separately. It is linked in my description box. The one that I have, I got it from Amazon. But that is all I have for this live, you guys. Thank you so much for watching with me. I truly appreciate it. I'm about to go take some NyQuil and go to sleep because I'm hanging on by a very thin thread right now. Okay. I started losing it about 25 minutes ago. But yeah, I'm gonna go take some NyQuil and lay down. I will not see you guys next Monday. Just because, like I said, I will be in Orlando, but I will have a premiere for you guys on Monday at 7. So next Monday at 7, it'll be a premiere, not a live. Okay. I will see y'all I won't see y'all next week, but I will see y'all in 2 weeks. You guys have a good week. You guys have a good next week. That means I won't see you before Easter. So have a happy Easter, happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. Have a happy that. And okay. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Good night.